I want a fursuit now. Right now.
I had wanted a fursuit.
Oh my god, I want a fursuit.
Make me a fursuit. I'll give you all my Club Penguin points.
Ever since I've joined the furry fandom, I've always wanted to get more involved. Since I haven't told anyone, there isn't really any chances for furry cons or fursuits, so I've had to think of my own different ways to kind of experience the furry fandom in my life. And that's kind of what this video is going to be about, how you guys can use the furry fandom in your life and ways that you can experience it without spending all this money on fursuits and conventions and other expensive art and things. Another thing I wanted to say before we get started is my last couple videos, I feel like they were kind of boring. They're kind of just like this, just me sitting down and talking the whole time. So in this video I kind of wanted to show more of my personality, maybe take the camera around so I can make the video more interesting. So a big thing I touched on in my last video about furry influences was about Disney and other things that make the furry fandom mainstream. Just these things alone are enough to, just remind me of the furry fandom daily. Are you bored? Do you want to do something that people might not think is suspicious? Okay, well it might be a little bit suspicious, but put on a good Disney movie that you and other people will enjoy. You can also read a good book or play a furry video game while you're at it. If you're the kind of person to do this, I'm really not, but you can. You can set a Disney picture or an animal or furry picture as your wallpaper, which I think is a little bit too obvious, but if people already know you're a furry, then maybe it's okay. And one thing I do like to do though is I have a bunch of Disney shirts that I like to wear, and getting to wear those around is pretty fun. So lastly, one type of furry media I like is furry music. So if I have the stress of school on my mind, I can just put in my headphones and listen to some furry songs, and I'll roll up some examples on the video right here, but and just listening to these can take the stress off my mind for a bit, and it can be pretty relaxing just to listen to these songs, and it'll remind me of the furry fandom as well.
I want a fursuit! I want a fursuit!
Now this next section is basically like just the obvious stuff that pretty much anybody in the fandom, whether they're fursuiters or not, do. And that's furry social media. So all the internet websites like YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Furry Amino, and Fur Affinity are even some specifically furry social media. But, the internet is pretty much the obvious choice when it comes to the furry fandom, because that's how so many people become furries and find the furry fandom. There was a video I found on YouTube a while back from Fjord Frost, which is now Quartz Husky, but the video was about fursuit alternatives and different things you can do instead of buying a fursuit. And I'm going to share some of the things that he said in that video and some of my own ideas too. So one of the things he talked about in the video were these cheap Walmart fursuit heads, and they're called maskables, I think. But they're like cheap Chinese, mass-produced fursuit heads, and of course they're not good quality or anything, and there's huge controversies in the fandom because of this, people saying that they are fursuits and some people saying they aren't fursuits. But for me, I think they're good for like younger furries who don't have the money and don't want to buy an actual full fursuit. I think these can be, just like good practice for, a cheap fursuit head that they can buy and get into the experience of doing it. So I don't really have one of these as an example, but the closest thing I do have is I have one of these like latex horse mask things. Am I furry now? Yeah, so a couple more things he mentioned in the video were like body modifications. You can paint your face to look like your fursona, or you can even paint your nails the same color scheme as your fursona. There's some other things that I can't think of off the top of my head. But the one thing that really interested me in this video was dressing like your fursona. So you basically just take different colored clothes that match up with your fursona's colors and you wear those. And I thought it'd be pretty fun, you know, to dress up as the same colors. I don't really know if I have any clothes that are the same color scheme as my fursona, but I think it'd be pretty fun. So I only have one topic for the last section, and that last topic is by using one of these things. So if you don't know what this is a 3D printer, and it's basically, you can send a 3D model file to it from your computer and it builds it up layer by layer and until you have an actual like plastic object that it prints and you can use it. I'm not going to really show you anything that I printed with it, but if you want to know how to print stuff that is furry, like figurines, or you can even print like a paw or something, or a claw or something like that, you can always go check out Avery Miller's channel, because he has some pretty good videos on different furry things that you can print. And I don't know, he has a few videos that were pretty interesting to me, and I thought they were pretty fun. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you have any ideas that I didn't mention in this video, I'd like to see them in the comments. Us people who don't have fursuits or furry friends really have to improvise with what we can do in the fandom by, you know, using social media and all that sort of stuff. But I'll see you guys in another video.